wonderful to see the whole family involved.
Amen.
Amen.
Good way to channel that energy, right? At this time, Aisha can have our scripture.
Amen. First of all, that was amazing. I want to have children that would sing with me. I mean, I can't even, he was harmonizing. That's a gift. The scripture reading does come from James 2:11-12. And the Lord's word reads, "For the same God who said, 'Do not commit adultery,' also said, 'Do not murder.' So if you murder someone, you have broken the entire law, even if you do not commit adultery. So whenever you speak or whatever you do, remember that you will be judged by the law of love, the law that set you free." And may the Lord add a rich blessing to the reading of His word. Amen.
Okay, I am not Richard. He's behind me. And most of you met him, my brother. We're only 16 months apart. So, we were best of friends growing up. And, I thought it had been like 30 years since we lived in the same town. But I actually had moved back to Houston like 21 years ago for a year. So it hasn't quite been that long, but it's been a long time. I'm very glad to have him here. Him and his wife will shortly be moving to Dallas, although he's working here by himself right now. His wife is up in Minnesota still. And so anyway, we were in a lot of trouble growing up together. It's always nice to be together, right? But when you look at people who have premature graying, they say that it's because of all that brain activity. I won't say anything more. I'm going to turn it over to my brother.
Happy Sabbath, everyone. I want to talk about a couple of favorite things today, right? And the first favorite thing I want to bring up is mathematics. Now, how many of you love mathematics? Okay, got a few people. I want to share with you right away a profound mathematical statement. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Now that's something that I learned in kindergarten, right? I mean, we know that. What is 2 plus 3? Okay, we learned that, right? I mean, that's something that we learned way when we were in kindergarten. And then, so I loved math when I was a child, and then so I studied math when I got into college. And I got a bachelor's degree in mathematics, I got a master's degree in mathematics, and as I was studying math, we started studying trigonometry, and then vectors, and then different kinds of spaces, and calculus, and then I studied advanced multivariable calculus. And after that class, it was like, whoa, man, I really know something about mathematics now. Then we started graduate school. And at graduate school, we started doing analysis. And you know what we started back at? 2 plus 2 equals 4. We started looking at what is addition? I mean, addition, what do you do with addition? And so with that, we started looking at the associative law, the commutative law of addition, the distributive laws that apply to addition. There are all sorts of things that addition do that if you really start looking at it deeply, it's way more complicated, sophisticated than just 2 plus 2 equals 4. There's something else that I want to share with you. And this is the second love. God has given us so many great gifts. Mathematics, I think, is a great gift He's given to us that we can enjoy, if we enjoy that sort of thing. There's another gift that He's given to us, and this is the 10 Commandments. Now, how many of you love the 10 Commandments? Okay. When I was a kid now, and I studied the 10 Commandments, I thought, oh man, all these rules and regulations. I did not have a great love for the Ten Commandments as a child. It's like God and parents, they're trying to restrict my freedom. But the Ten Commandments are a gift. Now, David opens up the Psalms, Psalms chapter 1, with this. Blessed are those who who do not walk in step with the wicked, or stand in the way that sinners take, or sit in the company of mockers. Psalm chapter 1. And then look. But who delight in the law of the Lord, and meditate on his law day and night. They're like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in its season, and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever they do prospers. It's like, why on earth does David say that he delights, he meditates day and night on the law of the Lord? Ten Commandments are kind of like mathematics. There's a kindergarten level of looking at it, like, oh, God's just trying to keep me from getting stuff and doing fun things and things like that. That's a kindergarten level of looking at the Ten Commandments. The Ten Commandments, if you really do like David does here, and meditate on it and think about it, they're beautiful. There's a harmony, there's freedom in the Ten Commandments. Look, for example, at the most revered documents in our country. The Declaration of Independence. In 1776, under oppression by a foreign king, the little colonies here in the United States, they declared their independence. And they said, when in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions mankind requires, that they should declare the causes which impel them to separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, and among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Amen.
Do you see a parallel here with the people of Israel? Remember the Israelites, they were in bondage, in slavery to a foreign king. God took them out, brought them to Mount Sinai. What did he give them? What did he speak from Mount Sinai? The Ten Commandments. He gave them a unique contract, a unique bill of rights. Look at what we did as an American society. We, the people, gathered up and did this. And in the Constitution, then, of the United States, we, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessing of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. And then they went on, they included the Bill of Rights. The Ten Commandments, when God gathered together the people of Israel and spoke to them from the mountain, he gave them a Bill of Rights. The Ten Commandments. See, this is what's so beautiful about those 10 little commandments. They're not a restriction of your freedom. I mean, they're stated in the negative. They say, now don't you go and steal from her. But what else is that saying? That says you have the right to have your property and not to have it taken away from you. You have the right to life. That's why murder is wrong. When murder, if someone steals from you, it means your right has been violated. If someone bears false witness against you, it means your right to a good name has been violated. See, if we really understand the Ten Commandments, they tell us what our rights are. They're written in a negative form, don't do this to others. But look at it, and it really says, it's because you have these rights. And if they're violated, you can understand and know you have been violated. Imagine in the beginning, when God decided He wanted to create us. And He says, I want to create and populate the earth with all types of people. Big people, little people, funny people, serious people, technical people, people who love art. I want to create the planet with all types of people. And I want them to all get along together. So what do? God gave us a Bill of Rights. And He says, every person, big, small, funny, serious, you have certain unalienable rights. And they're defined in the Ten Commandments. Is that a far-fetched way to make the Ten Commandments? I mean, let's go back to James. James 1:25. But those who look intently into the perfect law that gives freedom and continue in it, not forgetting what they have heard, but doing it, they will be blessed in what they do. These laws define our freedoms. Should you be upset if someone slanders you? It's like they violated your right to a good name. And we should know that. Right? I mean, we're Christian, we forgive, but we should know when our rights are being violated. That's what the Ten Commandments give us. We had two dogs, Asta and Libby. Now, people are a lot like dogs. You know, unfortunately, or the other way around. Asta and Libby, Asta's on the left-hand side, black and white dog, Libby's a little red dog. Asta was a bully. Now, if we had trees, Asta would say, they're all mine. You don't get anything. If we tried to give Libby a treat, Asta would growl and go grab that treat. If there were 3 toys on the floor, Asta would say, they're all mine. And she'd go gather them up and put them in between her paws and protect them. Mine, mine, mine. Asta was so mean, such a bully, that we had to feed them in separate rooms and close the door. Because Asta would go and grab the food from poor little Libby. Sadly, it's not just people that are bullied, or dogs, right? People are bullied too. And the problem with dealing with bullies is they don't operate on the same kind of philosophy that most people operate. Most of us say, okay, there's 100 things here, you take 50, I take 50. And we're happy with that kind of a division. Let's just split it down the half. Bullies don't think that way. A bully says, no, it's all mine. Now, if you're trying to negotiate with a bully, it doesn't work. Because they don't speak the same language. It's all mine. It's all mine. None of it is yours. And we encounter this kind of thinking, the first place probably, in school. And so, Dr. Barbara Coloroso, she's an expert in bullying at schools. And she writes, bullying is a conscious, willful, and deliberate hostile activity intended to harm, induce fear through the threat of further aggression and to create terror. What's this got to do with the Ten Commandments? Well, what Dr. Colaroso points out is that in order to understand bullying, we have to have a common language. We have to be able to say, that's bullying. That's bad behavior. That's wrong. The Ten Commandments gives us a common language. Each one of those 10 commandments tell us what's right or what's wrong. For example, she goes on. She asks, if you say, you're an oddball. Now one kid says to another kid, you're an oddball. Is that bullying or not? Well, it depends on how they say it. Teasing is a fun thing you do with friends, with people you care about. So if you said to a friend, you're an oddball, it's like a friend would laugh and appreciate it. That's teasing, a friendly teasing, right? But taunting is a choice to bully someone for whom you have contempt. And so you can say the very same words, such an oddball, and it be demeaning. And how do you determine? Well, you know the kind of words that go along with that. It helps to know the words teasing and taunting. Right? Elie Wiesel is a Holocaust survivor, won the Nobel Peace Prize for his work in peace. And he writes, what is the most important commandment in the Bible? Thou shalt not stand idly by. The opposite of love is not hate, but indifference. And indifference creates evil. See, the sad thing in life is there are people who will violate your rights and the rights of people around us. And what the Ten Commandments do is they give us a language that says, no, stealing, demeaning someone's name, adultery, those are wrong. They're violations. And then when we know that, we can help protect other people and ourselves. Look at how the Bible defines sin. Look at some of the words. Trespass, transgress, violate. What are all those saying? It's like you have some lines. And sin is when someone trespasses, walks over those, violates those. Transgress. The Ten Commandments define our rights. The next place we encounter bullying often is in the workplace. And it helps, now this is Dr. Gary and Ruth Maney. They're both husband and wife, psychology, PhDs. And so they're the experts on bullying in the workplace. And one of the questions they say that often, one of the things that happens when people are being bullied at work, they don't understand what's going on. And they're confused, they think maybe they're stupid or whatever. And what doctors naming say is, the first thing you have to be able to do is identify, put a label on it. That person is bullying me. And what they said is, as soon as you can put a label on it, you pierce the veil of secrecy and intimidation, and you understand it, and how you can start dealing with it. I want to go over with you, because this happens all the time. When we have, see, as Seventh-day Adventists, we hold up the Ten Commandments. I mean, we have something to offer the world. So many people run away from the Ten, oh, that's legalism, Ten Commandments, no, we don't want to talk about that. As Adventists, we say, no. The Ten Commandments, like David, we meditate on it. We think about it. It's the law of liberty. We have something to offer the world. We have something to offer people at work, people who are oppressed. We have an understanding of rights because we understand the Ten Commandments. So if you meet someone at work that's bullied, Doctors may suggest 3 things that we can do to actually help the persons. They write, first, understands that bullies have a twisted knack for finding and exploiting our weaknesses and deficiencies. Don't let the fact that you're not perfect destroy you. See, we all have ideals, and we know what we should be, right? But reality is, none of us is there. It's like none of us are as good as we know we could be or should be. And I know so many people that they just have a knack, a genius for finding a little flaw and just twisting it and just needling you with those little flaws. I mean, that's people have a knack for that. And guess what? We're all vulnerable because we all have flaws. Well, Helen Keller certainly had real physical deficiencies. Like she was born deaf, blind, and so she wrote, after she learned how to speak, went to college, she wrote, face your deficiencies and acknowledge them, but do not let them master you. Let them teach you patience, sweetness, and insight. Doctors naming White, don't lose sight of all the good work that you've done. I mean, you have a job, you have work, you do things, you help other people. Don't lose sight of all the good stuff that you do. In fact, they recommend that at least once a day, maybe at the end of the day, just take a few minutes and acknowledge the good work that you did. Acknowledge how you helped people. Acknowledge how you did a good job at work. Acknowledge the good that you did. Is that scary to tell yourself that you did some good today? Will that make you proud? It's good. It's okay to be. To say, yes, I did good work today. And when you're bullied, someone's mean to you, say, you don't need to be bullied. That's not just. Another thing you can do is face things with humor. They suggest when the person comes to you and starts yelling and screaming, just say to yourself, thank goodness, my life wouldn't be complete if this constant critic wasn't here to yell at me. Now I can finish my day knowing that that's taking place. You say that to yourself, right? Not out loud, not to them. And then the third thing they suggest is supporting people that are hurt. Once you recognize that you're being bullied, call someone, call a friend, and talk to this individual. And if someone calls you and says how they're being bullied or attacked, here's some things you can do to support them. Reassure her that she did nothing to cause the bullying. She is not to blame. The most damaging thing that a bully tries to do is to demolish your own sense of worth. And so, if someone is going through that, reassure them. It's not because you're worthless. It's that bully who has the wrong perspective, not you. Assure her that she is not injured, that she is injured, not mentally ill. And then she did not have to find a way, a rational reason for the bullies' inane actions. It's like, some people are just mean, and that's the way it is. And one of the things to avoid, by the way, is if someone is being bullied, if you were to say, well, you just invite them to do that, not helping that person. So don't make the person say you're inviting that. It's because you're weak. You're harming them more than you're helping them. Assure the person, no, you're a valuable person. You do good work. I know you do good work. That person is a little bit more. So we live in a world where rights are being violated all the time. And Jesus knows that. Jesus gave a parable. Said, he went to tell the people a parable. A man planted a vineyard, went and took some farmers and went away for a long time. At harvest time, he sent a servant to the tenants so they would give him some of the fruit of the vineyard. But tenants beat him and sent him away empty-handed. He sent another servant, but that one also they beat and treated shamefully and sent away empty-handed. He sent still a third, and they wounded him, threw him out. Then the owner of the vineyard said, what shall I do? I will send my son whom I love, perhaps. He will respect him. But when the tenants saw him, they talked the matter over. This is the heir, they said. Let's kill him, and the inheritance will be ours. So they threw him out of the vineyard and killed him. But what then will the owner of the vineyard do to them? He will come and kill those tenants and give the vineyard to others. When the people heard this, they said, God forbid it. Jesus knows that your rights, the rights that he gave you, the 10 Commandments, will be violated. Because we live in a sinful world. Jesus himself, the Son, came and his rights were violated. But Jesus will be God. When you are violated, when you feel diminished, remember how God looks at you. 1 John 3:1. See the great love that the Father has lavished on us, that we should be called children of God. And that is what we are. The 10 Commandments, if we really examine them, look at them. What does, as you reread each one of the 10 Commandments, ask yourself, what does this commandment give me? What freedom does this commandment give me? Ask yourself that question. Understand the commandments. Know what they mean. Because they are the law of liberty. They give us freedom. The 10 Commandments, even better than the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence. They are a magnificent document of freedom. A bill of human dignity and rights. It's a gift that the Creator God gave to his children. See what love he has lavished on us. And he has called us his children. Let's close with him. Number 330, Take My Life. Number 330. And let's sing the first and the last stanza. Heavenly Father, you have told us what is good, to do justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly with our God. Lord, we live in a world that is full of hatred, of violations, of sin, of selfishness, of bullies. Rights are violated, ours and sometimes others. Lord, help us to be like Jesus, someone who loved people, who appreciated them, who recognized their worth. And whenever we see violations, if we can do something about it, Lord, help us to do that. Please protect your children. Protect each one here today. Help us to leave here with a real understanding of the great gift of freedom that you've given to each of us. We pray in Jesus' name.